Welcome to A&B Horror Movies. I'm Aaron, and I'm very excited to be joined today by Sarah Nicklin. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait to chat with you today. I have you on to talk about the brand new horror anthology VHS Halloween that is streaming now on Shudder.
Trick or treat!
Shivers creeping and crawling down your spine. That's that touch of mine. I won't tell no lie.
Hello? Dude, are you seeing this? Where are we? Wait, what? Why is it boarded up? It's not human! It's not human! He's looking at me. Oh my god.
Congratulations. I've watched it. I loved it. I think it's the best VHS anthology to come out in years.
I would agree.
And you would agree. Yes, I love that. And you star in the very last segment called Home Haunt, in which a do-it-yourself Halloween attraction comes to life with some horrific consequences. And let's just say mayhem ensues. And it's just absolutely fantastic. So, congratulations on
Thank you.
VHS Halloween.
Thank you
So
so
if
much.
time allows, I also want to talk about some of your other films. You're
Okay.
in The Black Mass,
Mhm.
Popeye the Slayer Man, such a fun slasher, Garden of Eden, and you have some upcoming projects as well. So let's see. Let's jump right into VHS Halloween. So I talked a little bit about Home Haunt. My first question for you is, how did you get involved with the VHS project, and what was it like working on, in my opinion, perhaps the best segment in the new film?
Um, it was amazing to work on that project, honestly. Like the world building that was done there and just the level of production with the sets and the set design and having being able
Yes.
to play such a, fun hero character. All
Hmm.
of that it checked like all my boxes, like we're working on this amazing fantastical set with really cool people that want to collaborate with you doing a cool horror movie in an established franchise. Like what else do you want? That's
Yes.
everything. um
Yes. And
so
to
it
get
was
the last segment in the film, because usually
yeah.
they save the best for last, and I can see why they did that. But
For
anyway,
the
go ahead.
send
I
off.
cut I
Yeah.
cut you off. The send off, yes.
Yeah. I got involved because the directors of my segment, Micheline Pitt Norman
Mhm.
and RH Norman, have been friends of mine for a while, and I've been fans of their work. They did a short film, Grummy, like a couple of years ago, which is phenomenal if
Okay.
you've not seen it.
I have not
Same
seen it.
like
Okay.
same level of like production design, like next level. It also had a big like I don't want to say puppet because it wasn't a puppet, it was a suit, a full suit, but with animatronics and like amazing stuff.
Oh,
Amazing stuff.
cool. All right, I'll
Um,
flash the poster across the screen.
yes.
Grummy. I'll look it up. Excellent.
Uh, so after seeing that, especially, I really wanted to work with them aside from knowing them and really loving them as
Mm.
people. And so they got picked to be some of the directors in the new VHS franchise. And they had the concept, and they were like, "Well, Sarah, there's a role that we think that you could play, and we might be able to get you in here." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. I mean, I would love to be part of this. That sounds so much fun."
Yes.
um, but it's, I mean, and it's not always as easy as like, okay, we choose you, let's just put you in there, because there's a
Mhm.
process to these things. Everyone has to sign off and everyone has to approve, and there's producers and casting directors and like all that sort of stuff. So
Mhm.
luckily everyone did approve. um, and it did
Oh,
actually work out. So they,
yes.
did what they said they were going to do, which says everything about who they are and how amazing they are as humans. And then also
Mm.
all of the production people behind VHS, that they really trust their directors, and let them
Mhm.
do what they want to do with their segments.
I love their attention to detail. They're very talented,
Very
and you must be very happy to get to work with a pair like that. And I love the humor in it as well, because it starts
Mhm.
out kind of humorous. The teenage son Zach, who's played by Noah Diamond, doesn't want to do these haunts anymore, and his father is forcing him to do that. Once the let's say, what how do I say this? Once the props start to come alive and kill the people who are attending the attraction, it gets very intense. So my question for you is, what is it like filming a intense sequence like that? What is the tone on the set, and how do you sort of keep that energy going, um, to create the final product that we have in the film now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the most difficult things about horror in general, is that
Mhm.
you will do it. Horror, I think, is the most exhausting genre to work in, but also some of the most rewarding, because you're using everything you have. You're using your body fully. You're using, your breath and your emotions and all of
Mhm.
it fully, especially when you're doing those more like intense sequences. So I
Yes.
have like I went to acting school. I went to Emerson. I got a degree in acting. I went
Yes.
to
Yes.
the Strasberg Institute out here. So I have like a couple tools in my toolbox that help me with that, like breathing
Mm.
exercises and things to like kind of get your central nervous system up and moving, so
So you're
that
like
so
tensed
you're
up,
ready to
right?
go.
And
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
um,
And what about like all the screaming? So maybe not as much in this film, but definitely some of the other films you've been in, you do have to do a lot of screaming. What sort of, how do you prepare yourself for that? And what's like the recovery process?
so I've learned
Just
over
sort
the
of a fun
years.
question. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I've learned over the years, since I've done a good amount of horror at this point.
Mhm.
I've
Yes.
learned how to scream without losing my voice. And it's just a difference of, I think, like
Oh.
when I first started, you want to go all out. You go for that like
Mhm.
absolutely like brutal, terrible scream that where you're ripping your vocal cords.
Yeah.
And you can only do that like 2 or 3 times maybe,
Right.
um, but if you
And you could
scream.
probably damage, like you don't want to damage anything permanently
Yeah,
either. So,
exactly. I mean, that's why singers train, so that you sing like from your
yes.
diaphragm as opposed to like from your throat. And
Yes, exactly. And that's why they
and
don't talk for days. At least
mhm.
so I've heard, if they're going on to perform. But anyway, I digress. Go ahead.
So that's kind of the same concept, with screaming, is that I try to scream more from like my diaphragm or my chest rather than from my throat.
Mhm.
And I will do, and I'll coordinate with the sound guy. I'll give them like one or two of the really like throaty, like ripping screams. And so if you
Yes.
do that and let the sound guy know that's what you're going to do, and to make sure that they have a clean take, then they can loop that if they really need to in a
Oh,
different
movie
part.
magic. Yeah.
um so I mean,
Okay.
a
Okay.
lot of times, because it is just slightly better. It's slightly more like visceral and guttural when
Mm,
you have the more of the like broken throaty scream.
yes.
And so I like to be like, okay, you're getting like two of these. The rest, I'm going to protect my throat so I can continue to work the rest of the day and do the next scene where I'm not screaming.
Yeah.
Not
Keep going. Right.
screaming.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Um,
And so you could layer the screams in too, right? To make it
yeah.
seem authentic and different throughout.
Yep.
That's amazing. I've never really thought about it. Um, So there's a lot of buzz out right now in the horror community about VHS Halloween, which I think is awesome. Um, what was your reaction to when you first saw the final version of Home Haunt, when you first sat down and watched your segment from beginning to end?
I loved it.
Yeah.
So I first saw it with everyone when it premiered at Fantastic Fest because I really
Mhm.
wanted to wait and see it in a theater with a bunch of people.
Oh man, yeah.
And that's the way to watch these movies because they're really fun. Like get a group of people
Mhm.
together and really sit around and enjoy them. I thought the tone was great. Like the tone is so fun, that like mix of humor and like just
Mhm.
fantastical elements, and then you have the scary brutality and like some really good gore sequences. The only thing that I
Oh
think I
gosh,
wish
yeah.
it was different was I wish it was longer. It goes by so
Mhm.
fast.
It does. Yeah, now that you mention it, yes. I mean, the Or segment, of course, but then the whole film goes by so fast. You don't
Hmm.
even realize because it's I forget the exact length. I think it's closer to 2 hours than 90
Yeah.
minutes, but it does go by really fast. Um, and I also wanted to ask, so you play the mother and the father is played by Jeff Harms, who plays Keith. And you two become a real team in that final act when things go to hell pretty quickly. What was it like? Yeah. So what was it like working with him? From a professional standpoint and also behind the scenes when the cameras weren't rolling, what was it like working with him and the tone on the set?
Jeff was great. He has such like this wonderful, like curious, childlike quality to him, just as a human.
Yeah.
He's really fun and he's down to play and he's just really like, yeah, let's do it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Which is really, really nice as an actor to be able to work against, to know that you have someone there with you that is like, you want
Yeah.
to try doing this weird thing this take? Yeah, let's do it. Just down to collaborate. And so I think we worked really well
Cool.
together on screen and then off screen as well. And he would just, in between takes, he had a I have downloaded it now. It's an app that is like a fun word matching game. Forget exactly what it's called, but it's kind of where you're given 16 words and you have to try to figure out what four are related. And it's just like a
Oh,
fun, like whatever thing to pass the time. But he pulled all the kids that were on set in to like
oh, to
try and
play the app.
to do
Oh,
it like
that's
as a game, as
awesome.
a group. And so yeah, it was really fun.
Yes, yes. Oh, that's great. I'm happy to hear that. Even though the segment does get very intense, there are some lighthearted moments early on,
Mhm.
before things go crazy. Um, I love that moment when he's recording and the son walks out the door and you're sitting at the table and you're almost like the voice of reason and everything before hell
Mhm.
breaks loose. And I guess the moral of the story, I don't know if you'd agree with this, is don't steal a record from the local pawn shop. Don't steal
Yeah.
anything, but definitely not a Halloween haunted record because it just might be possessed.
Yep, it just might be
No
possessed. Although
spoilers.
he
Yes.
did say he left movie on or
Oh,
money on
that's true. He
sponsors.
left money.
So, but
Hmm.
did he really? You don't see him do it. So
And
you
how
never
much did
know.
he leave? Yes, yes, you
Yeah,
never know.
so
So, kind of a fun question here. Other than your segment and other than VHS Halloween, is there a favorite in the VHS franchise that you have? Maybe a segment or an installment?
yeah, there's a couple that I thought were really, really well done.
Mm.
I think probably my favorite installment overall would be VHS 2. I think that one
Yeah,
has a lot
that's
of
good.
really good stuff in it.
Yes.
But as far as like different segments, I really loved Amateur Night in the first one, that with
Mhm.
the creature that
Oh,
would come
yes.
in and
I
take the
like
hotel
you.
room.
Yes. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
yes. So creepy.
And her eyes.
And her,
Yes. I forget
yeah.
her name, but yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And then Safe Haven in the second one, the cult one in like the Thailand or wherever it was. Like,
Stalking the
yeah,
devil. I'm getting chills just thinking
yeah,
about that one.
that
Yeah,
one's
that
that
one's
one's nuts.
great too.
Um, and
Yeah, I'm
then
right there with you. Mhm.
also in the second one, it's like phase one trials or something, where he has the eye implant and you can see ghosts with it. Like, what a cool idea!
Yes. Oh,
So
yes, it's so
cool.
good. I love that one too. And the last one and the first one, the 10/31/98, where the guys go to the haunted house and they think they're rescuing a girl and then they
And
get
then
stuck on the train tracks. Like, oh my gosh.
there's so
Uh,
many
it's
good ones.
it's so good. Yes. Well, like I said, I do want to talk about some of your other films, but do you have any let's see, like fun behind the scenes stories or moments that you can share with working on
Um,
Home
I
Haunt?
think probably one of the coolest moments was Rick Baker is in the film as an actor, and obviously
Yes.
he is iconic. changed the
Yes.
industry. And he was such a wonderful, nice person. And he was in the makeup room watching how the makeup artists were doing all of their incredible applications that they were doing every single day. And I think it was either the second or third day, he actually brought a gallon of I think it's like a glue that he had like formulated himself that you can't buy. Like
Oh,
he gifted it to the makeup department. And they were
oh
just
my
like,
gosh. Oh, that's so nice.
which is
Yeah.
really nice. Just really, really nice. So cool of him.
And those watching the film would never know that anything like that happened behind the scenes. Oh, that's
Exactly.
fantastic. Um, so one more question. Now that you've been in VHS Halloween, which is set on Halloween, is there another holiday themed horror that you would like to try next if you had to choose?
Ooh. Well, I mean, I I would really this is selfish in multiple ways, but I would love to do Trick or Treat 2 if they ever were to make it.
Oh,
Because I love
mm.
Trick or Treat. It's one of my favorite
It's so
holidays.
good.
Like,
Yes. I think
so
I
I
have a
just want
cup.
them to make a second one,
I have a copy of it
regardless.
right here. It's
Yeah,
so good. Yes.
exactly.
Such a smart film, right? The way all the
Yeah.
stories are interwoven together. Yeah, I don't know why we never got a sequel. I
I don't
wonder if
know.
maybe one day, maybe you can
Maybe
make
one
some
day.
phone calls and put your name on the list if there
Oh,
is a list.
that would be amazing. That would be so amazing.
Yes, yes. Well, fingers crossed. Let's see. So, congratulations on VHS Halloween.
Thank you.
Like I said, what an amazing anthology, and you should be very proud to be part of it because it's just plain awesome, if you ask me. So, like I said, I do want to ask you a little bit about some of your other films. I think before I get into that, you are making a huge impact on horror at the moment. You are appearing in so many different movies, which I think is amazing. And I can't wait to see what you do next and what's coming up. I would love to see you play some even different roles in horror. Maybe you could be the villain or the main final girl would be pretty awesome too. But let's talk a little bit about The Black Mass, which is directed by
Yeah.
Devanny Pinn. It's a 24-hour period of the Ted Bundy massacre that occurred in Florida with the sorority house and then the aftermath. A very horrific film. My gosh, it stays with
Mhm.
you for a very long time. And I have a copy of it right here. I almost forgot.
Yeah.
The Black Mass. Um, my question for you is, so you play Charlotte in this horrific retelling, almost like a point of view film from Ted Bundy's perspective, and you're in a very sort of brutal, shocking sequence at the end. What's it like filming something that is so shocking and brutal like that, and how do you sort of get in that headspace and then recover from it from an actor's perspective?
I mean, I think with that one, the biggest thing was that we were trying to really make sure that we were being respectful towards the people that did actually were the
The
real victims
victims.
and
Mhm,
did
mhm.
suffer, because all the characters are based on real people. And
Yep.
like the character that I'm based on did survive. So there's,
Mhm.
potential that she's
Yes.
out there and heard about this movie. um,
Yeah.
so when it came to filming all of that stuff, we really wanted to be very realistic with it and treat it with a lot of just respect and reverence.
Mhm.
Because I think a lot of times when you're on horror sets, there's some of the most fun sets, especially on the days that you're doing gore, because you have a blood cannon going off and like
Oh,
spraying
yeah,
things
sure.
everywhere, and so there's usually a lot of
Yes.
like joking that happens behind the
Mhm.
scenes when you're doing that stuff. But this set was a bit more somber because we really just wanted to be,
Yeah.
respectful, that this was something that actually actually happened. And so for that final
Yeah.
scene at the end, I tried to, in like just like my preparation of it, I really tried to just level like the the stages of becoming unconscious, the stages of brutality,
Oh
like
my
where
gosh,
do
yes.
you
Horrific. Yeah.
start to not be able to fight back, and so that
Mhm.
there would be a progression to that. So that
It's
was
very
definitely.
dark, very different tone from VHS Halloween and Home Haunt, but it's so well done. And I think your performance is fantastic in it.
Oh,
And I love that you appear in the beginning if I remember correctly, in sort of that convenience store, we do see you briefly, and then on the street as well.
Yeah.
And then you come back in the end. So I guess I will say, if you haven't seen The Black Mass, check it out. If you're a fan of true crime, you're going to love this movie. But it is dark, so you consider yourself warned. And I love, you're right on the cover, right?
I know,
That's
I'm
you.
right there. I'm right
Yeah,
front and
look at
center.
that. That's amazing. Congratulations on that too. So The Black Mass, check that out. It is streaming, and you can get a physical copy. Let's see. I also wanted to ask you a couple questions about Garden of Eden, directed by
Mhm.
Marcel Walz, which came out in the last year, I believe. You play
Yeah.
Patricia, a grieving mother who has lost a child and is trying to seek revenge in a way. And maybe that's not the answer they're looking for. Another very dark role and different sort of persona for you to take on, but I think you nailed it. So my question is, what was it like taking on the persona of that grieving mother? In a very dark film.
Yeah. So that one again, it was just a lot of I wanted to really give her layers and go
Mhm.
through like the stages of grief because you're seeing her over like a period of time. And
Yes.
just and I think that anyone who has experienced any sort of like traumatic loss, in their lives,
Mm.
there's so much that you don't know how to deal with. You have the overwhelming grief, you have the anger, you have, in her case, like, she also has a huge amount of guilt, and then you also
Mhm.
have numbness that is just coming in and out. It's just because you don't know how to like deal with what is happening.
Mhm.
And so I really tried to put all of that into her, just at various stages, so you could kind of go on this journey with
Yeah.
her, as she's struggling, and really just having that inner conflict between like, this is my id wants to go and kill this guy and
Yeah.
get revenge, but like morally, how do I feel about that? And I think it's something that a lot of people
Exactly.
can relate to, because we all have ideas about, I could get revenge on the guy that cut me off, or the guy that said something mean to me at the coffee shop, or like, we have
Yes.
these thoughts, we just don't act on
We don't.
them.
Yes. Mhm.
Hopefully.
Right. Right. And
So
unless you're in the moment, you're like, oh, I'm so angry, and I feel like this character, I forget, is it Charlotte, or
Patricia.
Patricia? Patricia. The arc of this character, you play her so well, and then you can really see, with your expressions, the way you present what she's going through. I think it's just fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I suspect, was that a difficult role for you to take on and bring to
Yeah.
life?
That
Mhm.
was definitely one of my more challenging roles, but I also really welcomed that challenge because it was really an opportunity to do everything, to really
Yeah.
do a character that had such a huge amount of depth and had so much going on internally. And I mean, working in horror, there's a lot of times characters that are pretty one note or one level.
Mm.
Especially as a
True.
woman, like it happens.
Yeah, of
So
course. Yeah.
this material was great, and there was so much for me to work with.
Mhm.
And I tried to dive right in, and like it's one of those, the scenes in that are like things that you would work on in acting class, because it's you can
Yes.
work on it forever because there's just so much that you could put into it. So like you just try to do it as much justice as you can.
Yes. Well, I think you did a fantastic job, and your character in that film, it stays with you afterward. So I think, mission accomplished. Let's say,
Thank you.
let's say. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I've got to ask you again, or I've got to ask you about Popeye the Slayer Man. How fun is that? You are in the opening scene. You're kind of
Mhm.
like Drew Barrymore in Scream. You are in the opening kill scene. Let's say your character's name was Adrian, and you get killed by a killer Popeye. Most people can't say that. Uh, so what was it like working on that? Another intense opening sequence, not a lot of depth to the character, but man, it's so
Yeah.
much fun. What a great way to start the film.
It's super That was super, super fun. I mean,
Yeah,
that's one of those sets where you are having a great time off camera because the gore is so
yeah.
ridiculous on
Mhm,
camera.
mhm.
And
I
because,
can see that. Yes.
you got Popeye with his big beefy arms,
Oh,
and
the big arms. Yes.
yeah. So that one was super fun. And
Mm,
my goal with that was really, so because I have an interaction with the guys that are chasing after me first,
yes.
in terms of like my fear with them. And since this was the
Mhm.
opening of the movie, I felt like it was my job to set up Popeye. Like I have to set Popeye up to be this like big mythical, really scary dude.
Yeah.
And how do I do that? Well, my reaction to Popeye has to be at a whole nother level than my reaction to these guys that are chasing me that I also think are gonna kill me. But it
Mhm.
needs to be like so much more.
Oh yeah,
Um,
like Popeye's up here and those assailants are way down here, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my in crafting that like opening and like my emotional journey through that really was my
Mhm.
goal, was to be authentic in like each way, but also since it is the
Yeah.
opening, and I felt I've never done like an opening of a movie before. I've been like the final girl. I've been like the
Yeah,
one that
sure.
gets killed near the end. So I felt
Yes.
a lot of pressure really to like, you got to hook people, you got to get them in and
Yeah.
set Popeye up for the rest of the movie. So that was my
Mhm.
goal. I was like, that's my job. Make Popeye the big bad, and so that you can understand how much scarier he is versus like the normal horrible
The
people.
normal. Yes. Yeah, I think it works really well. And I think your line is "You're a monster."
Yeah.
Perhaps your last line. Um,
Yep.
and that just says it all, right? And then
Yep. I know.
here comes Popeye.
He kind of saves me. Like he comes in and kills the other guys, and I'm like, you're a monster. Not thank you.
Yes. Yeah, no, I know. I wondered that too. I almost thought if your character was going to be like the olive oil character, and that like a sort of a love interest was going to blossom, but alas, that did not happen. I'd say maybe the sequel, but once you're dead, that usually doesn't work out.
Well, you never see me die on camera. I will
I
I
did
will say
think
that.
that.
So
I kept waiting for yes, yes. So
who
maybe we'll
knows?
get Popeye the Slayer Man 2. Let's see. I also want to ask you quickly about If It Bleeds, Matthew Hirsch's new anthology that's coming out very soon. I got a chance to check it out early. Thank you, Matthew, if you're watching. You play a receptionist that could perhaps use some training and people skills. And let's leave it at that. And you also act opposite Chrissy Fox. And there's a little bit of let's just say, a shocking exchange that happens. What was it like working on If It Bleeds with Matthew Hersh, who directed and wrote and produced, and also Chrissy Fox?
It was super fun. It was, yeah. That was another one
Yeah.
that was because and we're, there's a lot of people out here in the horror industry that we all know each other. So I'd known Matt
Mm.
from he had worked with Sam Gonzalez Jr. and I've been in a couple of films
Yes.
that Sam directed. So like that's how I got involved with Matt. But this was my first time meeting Chrissy, who is just wonderful and she's lovely. I think like the first day we met, she's like, and again, I won't give anything away with spoilers, but she's like straddling me as she's doing things to me.
Yes. Let's just say keep the staplers away from her.
Yeah. But for that character, because it is just a short exchange, with the way that it was written, my character is very, obnoxious, and she's not a good
Mhm.
receptionist at all. And
Yeah.
so I wanted to try to add more to it so that I had more stuff to do to make it like more interesting
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
rather than just being like a few lines here and there and stuff. And so that's where the accent came in. That's where
Mhm.
like all this, I was like, how can I make this person as obnoxious as
Obnoxious.
possible?
Yes. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Can you
So,
imagine interacting with a receptionist like that?
oh my
Oh,
god. And I was like, okay,
especially in like a
why hasn't she lost her job yet? Because she's really bad at her job. So I had this whole idea that
yes.
like maybe I have some blackmail material on the surgeon, and so he can't fire
Mhm.
me. And that does allow me
Yeah.
to be as terrible as possible. Because I know I'm not gonna lose my job.
That makes sense because that one scene you have a headset on, you're listening to music, you're not even aware that there's someone at the counter,
Yep.
which things may have ended differently if you were. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, no spoilers though.
Yeah.
That's awesome. If It Bleeds was so much fun. I had a great time with it too. Um, yeah, if you're watching, be on the lookout for If It Bleeds. I know it's coming out soon.
Mhm.
Let's see. So I mentioned before we started recording that I do a this or that segment, but before we get to that, I do have some sort of general questions that I think are kind of fun, but I guess
Yeah.
you can be the judge of that. Um, so let's say thinking about well, I did kind of touch upon this, but with horror, is there a role that you would like to play in I don't know, a future horror film, or even maybe like in an existing franchise that you'd like to be a part of?
I mean, I am generally more drawn to kind of like everyone hates the term elevated thriller, but like those
Yeah.
kind of films as opposed to like
Oh
slasher
yeah.
films.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I think like something like what my dream role would have been like Natalie Portman in Black Swan, like
Mm.
that type of role that was also a little bit of an inspiration for Patricia too, because she has so much internal conflict that she's going through. And
Mhm,
so
mhm,
yeah, something
mhm.
like that where you're so multifaceted and there's just so much going on and so much depth to it. So yeah, roles like that are really where my creative heart lies.
Yeah, more like a thriller than like
Exactly. Yeah.
a gore fest. Um, Although maybe it could be a thriller slash gore fest with a very in-depth, strong lead character. I
Yes.
think you would excel at that. So
I
I hope it happens.
I hope so too.
Well, I think you're well on your way. Like I said, I think you're making a huge impact in the horror community, and I would just say keep at it. I can't wait to see what's to come. Let's see, General, since we are in Halloween, what is a movie or Halloween season? What is a movie or movies that you watch in October and maybe even on Halloween Day?
So I always watch Michael Dougherty's Trick or Treat, which we always touch on.
It's a
Um,
must. Yes.
Tales of Halloween, always watch that as
Oh, that's
well.
good. Yeah. Hmm.
Halloween, usually 1, 2, H2O, sometimes 3, Season of the Witch. And then
But separately, right? Halloween 3 is like it's
separate.
standalone, and then you
Yes,
have the Michael
yes,
Myers segment. Yeah, yeah. Keep
exactly.
going. I love that.
And then I always watch The Crow on Devil's Night on the night before Halloween.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I usually don't watch The Crow in October, but I like that. What did you think of the Crow remake if you
Oh,
saw it?
I hated it.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it. People said it was so bad, so I haven't.
It's
I,
you don't
I
need to see it.
mm,
I
okay,
mean,
okay.
the first one is just it's my favorite movie of all time, the first one, and it's just no one should
Yeah,
try to do
that's yeah.
the Eric and Shelley story over again. Like that
Oh,
is
of
just
course, of course.
it's done. That's it.
Agreed, agreed. Did you? And it came out in 4K recently in the last year or so. It looks amazing
Mhm.
on 4K. And what a soundtrack, right? That
Oh my
soundtrack
God,
is
incredible soundtrack.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mm.
Yeah.
We could do a whole segment on The Crow, but
We really
alas, we'll
could.
we'll save that for a future video. Let's see. So let's jump right into this or that. Like I said, it's usually kind of fun. There's no right or wrong answer. I ask you two things. You just pick one or the other. So
Okay.
let's go. The first one is Creep Show or Tales from the Dark Side.
Creep Show.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd have to go with Creep Show too. But what would you? It was difficult because what would you
It's
compare with
hard.
Creep Show? Maybe Twilight Zone. If I said Creep Show or Twilight Zone,
Oh, I
I don't
love
know.
Twilight Zone too. That's so, I
Yeah,
mean, that's
yeah.
such a, and that
It's
answer is
it's
probably going to
tough. Yeah,
change from day to day too, like it's just kind of, so
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
didn't, John Kassir has a podcast. And so I
Yes.
was on his show maybe a week ago or something. So I think Crypt Keeper, and it's just, because
Top
I
of
know different,
mind and
but Tales from the
yeah,
Crypt,
yeah,
yeah, but Crypt
yeah.
Keeper,
But it's still
show, it's just, yeah,
it's just
image in my
fantastic.
head.
Romero, King, yeah, the
Yeah.
masters. All right, let's see. On Halloween night, would you prefer to go to a packed costume party or have a movie marathon at home?
Both? Can I do the
Both.
movie marathon and then go to the party?
And then go to the party. The night is young. Let's head out. I love that. Yes, I'd say both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, I don't
Perfect.
want to
Okay.
choose.
Perfect. Yes, so that works. I should call it this or that or both. Okay, directors here, George Romero or Toby Hooper.
Oh God. Oh dear. Oh God. Uh, uh, George Romero.
Yeah, yeah, they're both so good that I'd probably go with him too. Oh, you're gonna love this. Sam from Trick or Treat 2007, or Chucky, of course, from Child's Play.
Sam from Trick or Treat. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Oh, it's so good. I love that movie. Okay, kind of a decades horror question here. 70s horror or 80s horror?
80s horror. 80s horror.
Mm.
Yeah. We get a lot
Yeah,
more gore and effects and stuff. But
slashers. Yeah,
yeah.
it can't be. 70s is more like gritty with like,
Hmm.
like Hills Have Eyes, Texas
Yeah.
Chainsaw
Which is
Massacre.
actually kind of scarier in a lot of ways too. I feel like a lot of the 70s stuff is like legitimately terrifying. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and like stuff you'd never seen before. But like
Oh my God, yeah. And it's filmed in a way where you feel like this could happen to me.
yeah,
Some of the 80s slashers are so campy. You're like,
they are.
there's
But
no
that's
way
fun.
this could happen. Well, yeah, it makes it more fun, but I think, yeah, exactly. I agree. Okay, I have Halloween candy here, Twix or Snickers?
Twix. They're pretty
Yeah, that's
similar,
tough.
but
They are pretty similar.
yeah. One is
Twix doesn't have peanuts.
yeah, I think that's the difference.
Is it left or right Twix? Or you don't care?
Oh, that's right.
I'm
Oh, I
kidding
usually
you.
get the mini ones because they give out like to
Oh,
the kids. So I
then it's just
usually just
one.
do the little bite-sized mini ones.
You don't have to choose. Yes,
Yeah.
excellent. Okay, let's see. A Nightmare on Elm Street or Scream?
Oh, Scream.
Through it. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. I love them both. Wes Craven, brilliant. Okay, here, this is kind of fun. Spend the night in the Danvers Mental Hospital, or from session 9, or spend the night in the Poltergeist house.
Oh, um, well, okay, I'm gonna say the Danvers Mental Hospital just because I am from New England and
So you know of it. Yeah.
I know of it, and I also like I would for fun, go into like abandoned haunted places or do photo shoots and abandoned
Oh,
so like I enjoy that
yeah.
aspect of
Oh,
cool
yes.
haunted things.
There's a video out there of the Danvers, I don't know if you call it the mental hospital, the Danvers Hospital, where someone went through and filmed the whole hospital from one end to the other, and you can watch it on YouTube, and it's like super fast. So
Ah,
it's sped up, and it's fascinating to see it. They've now
oh,
torn it down and built
yeah,
condos, so it's not there like
yeah,
it used to be. But it's preserved in Session 9, which is one of
yeah.
my favorite movies. So good. Um, Okay, I've got some anthologies here. Body Bags from 1993, or Cat's Eye from 1985.
Cat's Eye. It's just such a weird movie,
It is, right? I was
but I
think,
enjoy it.
yes, right? The best way to quit smoking right there.
That's
Quitters Inc. So good. Okay, 3 more. Paranormal Activity or the Blair Witch Project. Found footage.
Paranormal Activity.
Fair. Mm.
That's when I saw that initially, I was like actually scared, like scared to get near my bed, and like it actually that one stuck with me. When I first saw the Blair Witch Project, I think I was too young, and I was like, I didn't even register that it was a movie because it was found footage, and I was like, this is not a movie. Like, what is this?
You're like, yeah, what happened? They're just lost in the woods.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know the Paranormal Activity. I mean, how many times did you think like I'm going to wake up and someone's going to be standing over me? That was
yeah,
just so subtle and just terrifying.
yeah. Terrifying.
So effective. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Would you rather carve or paint a pumpkin? I think I know the answer based on what's behind
Carve,
you.
carve.
And I must say your artistry is fantastic. Did you do
My
all 4 of them?
Oh,
Five,
yeah,
4
so
of them?
there's way more. So my husband and I, we have carved the foam pumpkins and we store them every year so we can bring them out. So we have over 170 of them.
No way. Do you do like a whole like Halloween setup in your front
Oh, yes.
yard? And
Yeah.
like, do you do your own haunt attraction even
It's
like
not
in
that
home haunt
level.
or okay, okay.
But my husband does dress up as Michael Myers and walk around the neighborhood and like, scare kids in a fun way.
You should both come to Salem for like Halloween night. Just have
I
you I'm sure you've experienced it before. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yes,
I've
yeah.
heard Halloween specifically is like a madhouse there. That's
It's
like,
crazy. Yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy.
like
They
Mardi
shut
Gras.
this a mini Mardi Gras, absolutely. They shut the streets down. All these people just kind of descend upon Salem and they just wander through the streets. But
Yeah,
some of the costumes are just unbelievable. It's worth it once, the experience.
once exactly.
Yes, once. Yeah, exactly. I live close and it's always nice when it's fun, but it's also nice when it's over because then driving about the area is a little easier. Let's see. The last one here, the Halloween franchise or the Friday the 13th franchise?
Halloween franchise. That's yeah.
Yeah, I support that. I support that.
Although I do think that the Friday 13th franchise is more consistent. I mean, like going through I think the tone is a little more consistent, whereas Halloween is kind of all over the place. But like,
Yes.
I prefer the kind of slow elegance of Michael
Mhm.
Myers to like the brute strength of Jason.
Yeah, I mean, Jason goes to space. Michael Myers can't say, although Michael Myers doesn't really say, neither of them say anything, I guess. Although I
No,
hear Michael Myers is coming back. They put him through like the grinder and ground him up to nothing. And I guess can't stop Michael Myers. He's going to be back
you can never
somehow.
stop him. Even when you cut off his head in H2O, he's still gonna
Right.
find a way to come back.
Exactly. Jason, cryogenically frozen. He comes
Right,
back
yep.
in space.
Yep.
Oh
He's
my
always
gosh,
alive.
we could talk about those guys forever too. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for chatting with me. This has been an absolute blast. Congratulations on VHS Halloween. It's
Thank
fantastic. You should be very proud. It's just awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're very welcome. Let's see if you're watching, like and subscribe because it helps my channel. And Sarah, my very last question for you is how can folks find you on social media if you want to be found?
Instagram is the best place to find me. It's just my name, Sarah Nicklin. And yeah, that's the place that I actually check things.
Awesome. Yes, and that's how we connected. Well, lastly, thank you so much. This has been fantastic. Congratulations
Thank
one
you.
last time.
Yeah, it was great to be on. Thank you so much.
Very welcome. Bye, everyone.